If you've been running your business for a reasonable amount of time, you know that there's a big issue if you get into this sales conversation, but then you never actually try to close the sale. And that's kind of what happens when you have a website that doesn't have a lot of direction that actually gets them to close. Hi, I'm Zach. I've been a software developer for the last 12 years and running a marketing and development agency for the last 7, in which we've been able to generate over $13 million in revenue for our clients. Today, I'm going to be talking about some things that small business owners could implement in order to improve their sales or improve just their overall marketing for their business, some mistakes that they make and how they could make things a bit better. The first thing is probably just improving their landing page or getting one if they don't have one. The reason why I don't say website and I say landing page is because a website is more general purpose, whereas a landing page has a very specific focus. And that is to either get leads or make the sale, get the booking, whatever your primary goal as a business is, that should be the focus of the landing page. Usually people will set up their small business website as sort of like a brochure of their company. And that's nice if you are starting out with nothing. You just want to have something up that has the information there to make sure that if people look you up, it seems presentable. And that's great, there's nothing wrong with that. But once you've gotten that done, you do want to have a landing page. And so that can be very focused. Instead of showing them everything possible about your business, the focus is, let's say, getting the lead, getting them to fill out the request a quote form. It is just giving them the necessary information to get the action done and get them through the door. The problem is that people online are heavily distracted. And so if you sort of make them look too much or don't give them exactly what they're looking for, don't direct them, then they're going to get distracted. They're going to bounce off the page and go and look at Facebook or Instagram and look at puppies or something. And you don't want that. You want them to contact you for your garage door replacement service. And that's what we all want, right? If you've been running your business for a reasonable amount of time, you know that there's a big issue if you get into this sales conversation, but then you never actually try to close the sale. And that's kind of what happens when you have a website that doesn't have a lot of direction that actually gets them to close. You want to have that focus. If you're not familiar with the differences between a landing page and a normal website, a website might have 5-6 pages, the home page, about us, contact us, your terms of service, a login link, whatever, just our locations, those types of things. And those are good, there's nothing wrong with them. But if somebody just clicked on your service from an ad, do you really want them to look around your whole website first? Probably not. You probably just want them to contact you right away. So on a landing page, you might have the form as the very first thing that they see. But if for your business, that's usually not enough to get them to actually go through with it, you're going to want to have some good copywriting there. Now, good copywriting does not mean the same thing as like fancy wording or creative writing. The point of the copy is to make sure that they understand what they're about to do and showcase your authority in doing so. So maybe you'll have that copy there, the form, and some really nice screenshots of reviews right next to it so that they can feel confident that, okay, I am here for a garage door replacement. They do seem to offer service in my area and people are happy with them. You know, there's a photo of a house just like mine with the door replaced and it looks really good. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill out this form now, see what they have to say. But maybe in your particular niche, they usually require some sort of price framing. Then maybe the very next section on the page is just pricing. And it just gives them some price ranges, but we're going to need to visit you in order to give you a specific quote. Again, click this button to fill out the form. And so you're asking them again. It's kind of like when you get into a sales conversation and you pitch them and then you try to go for the close. They say, okay, but actually what about this and that? And then you say, yep, okay, here's the answer to that. And now would you like to go ahead? And then they say, okay, but what about this? And then you say, yeah, and then would you like to go ahead now? So it's just on the page, you're giving them enough information that you think now you can close them. And then on the next section, you're going to give them a little bit more information if they haven't been convinced yet, and then try to close them again. So that's why sometimes you'll see websites where they will have a buy now button after every section. That's usually why they're doing that. It's like following up, trying to close. And that's the underlying principle, is that landing page. And so I can't recommend that enough. Some great softwares that you could use for a landing page. Squarespace is fine to just get a basic page up. ClickFunnels is really overpowered, but it's a great software. It's like the industry leader for a landing page. It's a little bit pricey if you're just going to make one page, but it absolutely has everything that you would need. It has all the email integrations, all the CRM integrations, everything. It's great. There's also lead pages. There's also Instapage and Unbounce. I've only used ClickFunnels and lead pages, but the others are also very highly rated. You'll be fine with just about any highly rated software. You could also hire a developer just to make a basic landing page. But if they're not experienced with specifically landing pages, I would recommend probably just finding somebody who is focused on landing pages, or you get the developer to copy the structure of a landing page. And so that covers it for landing pages, except in the next tip, I wanted to talk about copying your competitors. Now, there is a thing that many people don't actually know, and that is that you can see all of the ads that your competitors run on Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram. And this is publicly available. You can just look it up. If you just open another tab while you're watching the video, you just type in Meta or Facebook Ads Library, and I think it'll come up under Meta Ads Library, but basically you go in there, it will ask you what type of ad you're looking for, and then you'll select all because they break them out by like social issues or political issues, and you'll just want to check all. Then you want to make sure you check the right country, and then you type in maybe the name of your competitor, then click on their Facebook page name, and then it's going to show you if they're running any ads at all. And if they are running any ads at all, you now see all that they're doing. Now, of course, you cannot just copy their ads, and I'm not saying that you should literally copy and paste or use the images of their ads, but you can look for patterns, and you want to be careful if the company is big, because if the company is big, that means that they can afford to lose money for a long time. But if they are not, if maybe they're similar size to you and they do live by their cash flow, then you know that if the ad has been running for any sort of meaningful time, it's probably working fine. And so what can you do with that if you can't copy them? Well, you imitate it. If they have a picture of a house, you take a picture of a different house. If they have their copy broken out into bullet points, and then you notice that they're using like a problem, agitate, solution structure, use your own, copy the structure. They don't own the rights to problem, agitate, solution. So you can just copy the structure. You don't have to copy their wording. You can probably make better wording than them. If you look at their ad and you think, I could probably make a better version of this, congratulations. Then you're off to a great start, right? But it gets even better. You can actually click the links on their ads and then see what landing pages they're using. So like in the last step, if you need examples of what landing pages are working, you now have them. Again, don't copy their page exactly. You don't need to. You can probably make something better because you're seeing it from a different angle. You know what parts are better about your business, or maybe what parts are worse about your business. So maybe you won't highlight this aspect, but you will highlight this aspect. Take advantage of the fact that you have this information. It's just so much better to be informed and know what's going on and know what's working. There is a tool that you can use online that does make it a little bit easier to track these changes that they are making. It's called Foreplay. I'll put a link in the description, but basically they have a web browser plugin, and that also allows you to save the ads to your account. And then you can kind of keep a swipe file, is what they call it, of all of the different ads that you would like to keep a track of. And it also has a little bit nicer of an interface to actually see how long the ads have been running. So I definitely recommend that, to set up an account with them. But yeah, if you're not very creative, then it's great because you don't need to be. You just take what they have, but make your own better version. You'd be surprised at how well that can work. But keep in mind, they can also check your ads. So you should always be trying to improve your ads and keep iterating. And this is just good for every business, right? The competition keeps everybody getting better and better. And then two other things that I'll go over a little bit quickly. One is, if you're the type of business that does need to answer quickly to customers, I would definitely be looking into setting up a chatbot. There was sort of a hype train about chatbots a little while back, and now people are using like ChatGPT type chatbots. I'm not really talking about that. I'm just talking about a very basic, you click this button, it gives this pre-formatted response. ChatGPT ones are kind of dangerous because they can actually give answers that you have not approved. That can get kind of sketchy, especially if they can make ChatGPT say something that would not be favorable to you, like, yes, you accept giving me this service for $5. That can kind of put you in a weird situation. So you don't want that. You really want to control the output of the chatbot. So I would just go with like one of those basic ones that just give pre-formatted responses. One of the common ones to use is called ManyChat. There are a few that are very good, but just go with whichever one seems easiest for you to set up. And you have that on your Facebook page or your WhatsApp profile or whatever service it is that you're using. And it's kind of like an autoresponder. I thought of the example of, let's say, a plumber who offers emergency service, or maybe a dentist that offers emergency service. Let's say that somebody wants to make a booking at 2 a.m. because they wake up from the intense pain of like a tooth is hurting. Obviously, they're probably going to try to call you first because that's what people are more used to. But if you also have this chatbot option that can take appointments, that's really nice too, because then it doesn't take any time from your staff. They don't have to wait to get on the phone with somebody. They can do it pretty much instantly. Or maybe you have like a Calendly booking on your website. That can also work really well. But yeah, like this sort of way of getting really fast responses, that's going to just decrease the friction and also reduce the workload on you for organizing those appointments or those sessions, whatever you want to call it. And then the next point is an email nurture sequence after they sign up with you for, let's say, a quote. So then you could maybe set up a sequence of, let's say, 5 or 6 emails. And they don't have to be long emails. They just want to be like a touch point, because the more times they've interacted with you, the more likely they are to close. So with the right email sequence, you could potentially have the booking with them and close them on the spot just after you give them the pricing, because you've already built up maybe more social proof in their mind. The reason why you want to do it in the email is because the form was really the dangerous part where you had to worry about losing them. So really you just want to get them through the door. And then with the emails, all you have to do is just not annoy them too much. Everybody checks their emails at some point in the day, or at least every 2 days. And so they're going to be reading almost everything that you've written, assuming it's somewhat relevant. Like, let's say the first email you send them is, hey, thanks so much for signing up for our quote request. It's just thank you. And then just below it, you have like screenshots of positive reviews. They don't have to do anything. You're not asking them to do any extra work. But they have just already seen, oh, more social proof. And then in the next email, do something similar, like, hey, looking forward to meeting you in 2 days. Just double checking with you that everything's all good. Let us know if anything has changed. Don't require them to re-opt in, because now you're asking them to do something. Only ask them to let you know if something has changed and it's not convenient anymore. Because then you're also potentially going to save yourself from a no-show. Or maybe showing them even, this is how much this type of a job usually costs, and this is how much this type of a job usually costs. But making sure that the photos look really good so that they have a really positive expected outcome from the project. But then you're also, again, giving them one more touch point, one more point showing that you're responsible and that you're attentive. And that's another positive sign. And then again, like you could just do multiple types of these things to build up rapport in advance of your appointment. And this is just going to make closing so much easier. So yeah, these are all the tips that I was thinking of today that would hopefully be helpful for you in your business. Please let me know if you have any questions or anything that you would like to be discussed on the channel. That's all for today. Thank you.